Hello and welcome to my presentation. My name is Ishwar Surisetti and today I will be sharing my hypothetical research project titled Personalized Financial Recommendations Using Deep Learning. So this work sits at the intersection of personal finance, artificial intelligence and user experience design. We are increasingly relying on digital tools to manage our money and this project explores how can we make these tools smarter, maybe more adaptive and above all more understandable. Let us dive into deep. Here's the roadmap for today's task. I will start with a brief introduction and background on the topic, followed by the motivation for pursuing the research. Then I will clearly define the research problem and the specific questions we aim to explore. Next, we will look at literature review, summarizing key studies from 2023 to 2025. Then, I will walk throughout the proposed methodology and research process. We will close with the references. Let's dive into it. Coming discussing about the introduction, personal finance management system or PFMS are apps or tools that help individuals track their income, expenses, and financial goals. These systems play a crucial role in helping users gain control over their finances. However, many existing systems rely on static rules and predefined logic. They don't learn from these user behaviors or adapt over time. This means users often receive one size fits all advice, which may not match their financial situations because everybody has their own. This research aims to evolve that model using deep learning. As a part of the course, we examined a foundational paper by Sankaran et al. Published in 2023. It introduced an early AI based PFMS that used basic machine learning techniques for budgeting and saving. While it was innovative, the paper had some key limitations. It did not apply deep learning, which is capable of capturing much richer user patterns, and it didn't address the black box nature of recommendations. The motivation for this project stems from a simply reality. No two people manage money the same way. Financial habits, risk tolerance, and personal goals vary widely. A truly helpful PFMS must understand these nonsense and tailor its advice accordingly. So, combining personalization with transparency is the central motivation here. So discussing about the problem statement, the problem is a twofold. First, current system do not personalize advice based on evolving user data. Second, even with intelligent models are used, the logic behind recommendations remains hidden. This research proposes a PFMS powered by deep learning that not only adapts to users but also explains itself. The use of explainable AI or XAI will help user trust and engagement. The study is driven by three main questions. First, can deep learning outperform traditional methods in finance recommendation tasks? Second, can adding explainability increase trust and understanding among users? And finally, can we build a system that evolves dynamically with the user's financial behavior? These questions shape the design of the system and evaluation strategy. To answer these questions, the project sets out several clear objectives. We aim to design and train a deep learning model that generates financial recommendations. We will then integrate the explainability using SHAP or attention mechanisms. We will then simulate user interactions with the system and measure accuracy, trust, usefulness. The final objective is to compare this approach against existing PFMS tools and evaluate its real world potential. So, discussing about the literature review, now let's turn to the literature overview. So, I analyzed 10 relevant studies from 2023 to 2025. These include research on deep learning in finance, AI transparency techniques, and user centered design in fintech. These findings show that while deep learning has been applied to specific financial tasks like credit scoring or investment forecasting, it is used in holistic PFMS is still limited, and few studies combine personalization, and explainability in just one framework. In the first group of studies, Sankaran et al. Used basic machine learning for PFMS design, while et al. Used to predict investment returns. This model showed decent accuracy but did not address personalization or explanation. Ali et al., however, used transformers with SHAP to explain credit recommendations, which were used to demonstrate the potential of XAI in finance. Other studies experimented with CNNS for budget planning and hybrid systems for insurance advice. Many relied on structured data like income or expenses, but few considered behavioral data or changing goals. Also, most models worked in isolation without simulating how users interact with the trust recommendations. This literature review reveals the need for a more integrated user focused approach. So, this brings us to the research gaps. Existing PFMS solutions either lack personalization, lack explainability, or fail to adapt over time. This project addresses all three gaps by integrating deep learning, explainable AI, and simulated user feedback. The result is a framework that leans, explains, and improves continuously, something not yet realized in the current literature. To achieve these goals, I am proposing a simulation based research design. We will create a set of synthetic user profiles with different financial habits and simulate their interaction with the system. The platform will use TensorFlow to train deep learning models, Python for integration, and SHAP to generate interpretability outputs. This simulation setup allows for rigorous testing without the constraints of a real deployment. We will be so the data collection and features. So we will use public datasets from platform like Kaggle supplemented with synthetic user data. Key features include income, spending patterns, saving goals, financial literacy, and engagement behavior. So these features will inform the model's recommendations. For example, users with high risk tolerance may receive investment focused suggestions while other might see debt management strategies. So the architect includes multiple dense layer with a dropout to avoid overfitting. Inputs are 2030 financial behaviors. So outputs include a ranked list of financial product recommendations like a savings app or a debt plan or an explanation for each. Attention layers or SHAP values will show what influence each suggestion, making the system more transparent. We will simulate different user types: young professionals, students, retirees with varied financial goals. Evaluation will focus on all these three pillars: technology, accuracy, and user rated predictability. Users will be asked to rate how understandable and helpful each recommendation is, which helps us to refine this model. Here's the entire research flow. We will start with the data preparation, move to model training and testing, then generate recommendations where the explanations are added with user interactions with the system and we gather all the feedback. This iterative approach mirrors how real world AI system evolves. We anticipate that the deep learning model will offer at least 10 to 15% improvements in the recommendation accuracy over rule based system in simulation. We also expect users to show higher levels of trust when explanations are clear and tailored. These results would support our hypothesis that deep learning and explanation AI improves both technical performance and user experience. So this research contributes a new framework for intelligent, transparent PFMS design. It has practical applications for banks, fintech startups, and budgeting apps. Future work could explore real-time learning, integrated voice-based assistants, or even deploy this model in a mobile app with live user testing. Finally, these are the references cited throughout the project, formatted in IEEE style. They include key works on deep learning, PFMS, explainable AI, and user trust in digital financial tools. Thank you for your attention. I look forward for your feedback and questions. Thank you.